and welcome to another episode of Obina Zenobi Show. In this episode, I'll be talking about goal setting, how it has helped me, and how it's going to help you achieve greatness. Goal setting, it's very important in everything we do. And the difference between the achievers, the successful ones, or the successful individuals out there with the unsuccessful individual is ability to set goals and achieve them. So everything we do in life is goal setting. When we wake up, all through the day, all through our everyday activity is all about goal setting. So it plays a key role. You're going to church, to going to your business, to your communal development. Everything you do is about goal setting. And the better at which you do them, the better at which your leadership and your productivity skills will improve. So goal setting is very key in whatever you do.
With that in mind, what percentage of your goals do you set that you actually achieve? Because the reason, let me give you a background to why I'm asking this question. Most young persons out there, most young Nigerians, and even entrepreneurs, they just feel like it is too much to go through the whole ritual of goal setting. They know what they want in their head, although that's a side of a part of goal setting, but they don't actually go through the whole ritual of writing it and all of that. They just go, and some hit the goal, some don't. So how much of your written goals would you say you've achieved, like as an entrepreneur, over the say past year, 2 years, 3 years?
Okay, goal setting doesn't matter how many goals you achieve in a day. What matters is, are you achieving a goal every day? Are you meeting certain goals? Because your goal setting could be long term, medium term, or short term, or even immediate term. Now, there are times I set 10 goals, I achieve 2. There are times I set 10 goals, I achieve 8. There are times I set 10 goals, I achieve the 10. Now, what it implies is there are goals you set. That goal will take you a longer time to achieve. But what you do day in, day out moves you closer to the success of achieving that goal. So in every goal you set, what are the time bands to that goal? Are you setting a goal to wake up 7 a.m. to eat, exercise, do certain activities at home before 8 o'clock in the morning? It is goal setting. Somebody else can wake up by 7 and set a goal to 10. So it depends on the timing you put to your goal and the quality and the priority to that goal. So whether you achieve 1, you achieve 5, it doesn't count. What counts is, are you achieving your goals every day? And like they said, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with 1 step. So start by achieving 1. When you master the act of achieving 1 goal every day, you improve it to 2. When you can do 2, you improve it to 4, 6, 10, and you're good to go. So you must understand the lifespan of that your goal you've actually set for yourself.
Okay, so a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. Speaking of steps, what steps would you give to someone who has tried goal setting over and over again? It seems not to be working for this person. What would you advise this person to do right now, like to pick up again, to want to give it a try, goal setting?
Okay. I encourage my students to set simple goals, to simplify their goals, to make it as easy and as possible and as realistic as possible. Now, I've seen people create big goals for themselves without the strategy or a smaller goals to support them. For instance, I have to be somewhere by 4 p.m. and I know there's traffic to get me there that would last me for 2 hours. And I know I needed to do certain things like documentations and all that. First thing in the morning, I need to set goals on how do I get my document ready? How do I make my vehicle available 2 hours before time? How do I make sure that I'm driving myself or I'm having a driver to take me down there? How am I going to be sure that there's fuel in the vehicle? These are little goals. If you are looking at, I am going to that location that should take me 2 hours, and you're not considering if you have enough fuel, you're not considering if the documents or the paperwork you need for your meeting is ready, if you're not considering who will take you to those locations, then you're going to have problem with your goal. So no matter how big your vision is or your goal is, There's always a way to break it down to smaller goals. And when you break it down to smaller goals, you will now see something being very complex and massive being as easy as possible. So always make sure that you make your goal as simple, as easy, as concise as possible. You will achieve it.
Now, I would also like to know, there are people who set goals and they forget altogether they actually set goals. What do you think is responsible for that? Do you think irresponsibility plays a part, or is it just a distraction, or what do you think makes that happen? Someone sets a goal, and not that they even fail to achieve it, they forget. It's funny, but they just forget altogether they had goals set. January they set goals, but they've forgotten.
Okay. In order to overcome forgetting your goal, the first rule I advise everybody out there and my students are: write down your goals. Make it visible, somewhere you can always see it. When you see it, you find out that it brings you back to the goal you've actually set. Some of us tend to want to be smart. You say, no, I have it in my head. No, write it down. Make it plain. Put it on black and white. Put it somewhere you can see it. You see, it's easier to achieve such goal because when you wake up, you see it. When you're going to bed, you see it. And it helps you remain focused. Now, being focused, especially in the world today with so much distractions, from entertainment to news to sport to social life, you find out that being focused is a special skills people need to learn. And in order to do that, the things that are most important to you, make them also very visible to you. So before you leave your house, you're seeing your goal. When you come back, before you sleep or you're going to take your meal, you're seeing your goal. Put it somewhere you're always seeing your goals, and you always achieve them because they are in front of you.
Okay. Make sure your eyes is always seeing the goals. It will be difficult for you to forget. So will this also stop distractions from, distraction is one of the things that make people lose focus. Will continuously seeing your goal kill distractions completely?
No, but it helps to a great extent. Now, what also helps in overcoming distraction is what? You need to create time for relaxation or for those activities that are causing distraction. You see, this is where time management comes in. Now, there is nothing you do or a very productive person do out there that even the unsuccessful people don't do. I've seen unproductive people go watch football. I've seen successful people watch football. You understand? So what it means is, even the productive individual has created time and said, oh, I'm giving 2 hours today to watching the Premier League. And after my match, I'm going back to my goal setting or to achieving my goal. Now, but the unproductive person, after watching that match, want to go and talk about the match. And after talking about the match, want to also go and argue about the match. So these things are part of the distractions we're talking about. So, but as a very productive person, create out time for pleasure, create out time for realization, and create out time for your goal setting. So if you're giving 3 hours a day to achieving your goal, I'm telling you, you do far better than 75% of the world population. And you know that everybody within our business environment or even the world today has the same 24 hours. Some people are being highly productive, some people are being unproductive. So it is all about time management and priority setting, and you'll be able to do fine.
Besides distractions, there are people who they see their goals every day, or at least they do not forget their goals, but they lose motivation. What is responsible for that? Losing motivation, the drive to pursue the goal is no longer there. So what can you say is responsible for that?
Okay. One of the key reasons for people abandoning their goal is that their goal is too small. Their goal is not inspiring. Their goal is too easy. You see, anything that is too easy, anything that is too small, your ability to achieve them are faster and they don't inspire you. I encourage my students to dream 25 years ahead. Dream as if you have everything you need in life. Don't be limited by your thoughts when you're dreaming. And when your dream is bigger than you, you'll be motivated. But when you dream a small dream and you see people that have achieved those dreams, you won't be motivated, you won't be inspired. For instance, a man that his goal is to buy a tricycle. I'm telling you, it will take a shorter time for you to be discouraged in such a goal, because a lot of people are acquiring tricycle. But if your goal is to have one of the biggest tricycle company in Nigeria, then you're inspired. You find out that you're not just thinking about yourself, but you're also thinking about how you can empower thousands of people. So you find out that the bigger your goal, the more inspiring it is. And when your goal is all about impartation, when your goal is all about improvement, enhancement, development, getting people better than how you met them, then you find out that you'll be inspired. When your goal is about affecting life, no matter what you do, look at it. Take it for instance. Every business out there is solving a problem. So if your business or your goal drive in your business is not solving a major problem, you won't be inspired. So think big, and you will be inspired that you did, and you won't abandon your goal.
Okay, so the solution to losing motivation is to really get inspired by going for the big thing, going long term. But there's yet another thing that stops a lot of people from achieving their goal, and that's fear.
Okay.
They've set a very big goal, they love it, they are motivated, but they are afraid. They look at it and they just feel like, So how can this fear be dealt with?
You see, fear is the root of lack of information. You see, fear is lack of knowledge. Fear is lack of experience. So for you to overcome fear, in order to abandon your goal, acquire knowledge, acquire experience. When I see a lot of people, they set big goals. For instance, you have a goal to build a new city. How do you start? It could be as simple as you going to work for a real estate company that has built a city before. You see, it did not start by you acquiring a land and trying to build a new city. It even starts as low as you looking for a company that's done or achieved your goal and going to work for them. When you work for them, you know what it does for you? It gives you that confidence that somebody has done it before. It gives you the confidence that you're already in the industry, seeing and practicing and working with people achieving your dream. So tomorrow when you set out to achieve yours, it's easier. You're not afraid because you've worked in the industry, you've helped somebody achieve that goal. So I will encourage you, if your goal is big, all you need to do is what? Look for a bigger industry or a bigger player in that industry that have achieved your goal. Go work for him, even if it has to be for free, and you will achieve your success.
How do I determine everything I need to achieve my goal? Let me put it that way. You've mentioned the fact that I may need to go and work for someone who has achieved it. That's fine. But what if I'm not along that line? How do I determine the things I need to achieve my goal?
Okay. When you want to achieve your goal, research about the necessary informations you need in order to achieve that goal. Study, read. There are certain people you might not have close to in order to have the opportunity to work for. All you need to do is what? If they have a book they've written, go read about their books. Reading is key. So you need to be able to learn from people's mistakes by studying. You need to learn how people have overcome their fear by being practical. You need to study the life of someone that has achieved that goal. It's very important. That is why today they said the Igbo entrepreneurship process, whereby a boy serves his master for 7 years, happens to be one of the best incubating entrepreneurship platform in the whole world. What it means is that the man has to serve his master, learn the act of the trade for 7 years. There's no rocket science about these things. All you need is what? Patience. Your ability to humble yourself, because I've seen a lot of proud and arrogant broke people out there. They don't want to learn, they don't want to read, they don't want to listen, they don't want to practice, they just want to start from the top. And go look around. Every successful person served somebody. Every successful person has helped somebody out there, made money before they actually set up their own business. So for you to be able to succeed and keep fear, you need to research, you need to learn, you need to humble yourself, you need to be able to submit yourself to somebody's authority. And over the years, you would have reduced the risk of losing money, losing time, building content, building experience, and learning how to do the business better.
And that brings this research you mentioned, humble enough to go and learn, brings me to a word or a phrase which is called the action plan. Yeah. Some people have the problem setting the goal, but they say one of the hardest thing for the human mind is thinking. How to draw an action plan becomes a problem. They know they want this thing and they are willing to go for it. The drive to go for it is there, but there's no plan. How can somebody come up with a plan? Action plan to get from point A to point B in achieving their goals.
Okay. It starts by being a friend to your pen and your book. Get a diary. Start writing down. When ideas come to your mind, write them down. It's compulsory that it is written down. And the basics of education today is our ability to read and write. So without you writing down your goals, your ability of forgetting them is 90%. But when you put them down, make it simple. Like I've said, have a goal written in your future present tense. If you want to make 10 million, for instance, in your goal, write down, this time I made 10 million. It is better you don't achieve it and you achieve just 20, 30, 40%. It gives you this sense of achievement that, yes, I didn't meet 100% of my goal, but I met 20%. It gives you that sense of belonging. If you look at my diaries, you see that I tell you I have 1,000 service apartments, I have 20 luxury cars, I've traveled to 20 countries in the world by this date. So what it does to me is what? I keep counting. There's a date to it. This year, by 2025, I should have traveled to 20 countries. This year, I must go to 3 countries. What 3 countries? This country, that country, this country. And at the end of the year, I will tell myself, in the last 2 years, I've traveled to 5. It's remaining 15. Now, it is because they are in the present tense. In the next 5 years, when I read my goals, I will not be seeing where I wrote, I have traveled to 20 countries. So there's a power in the spoken words in making it present, and that way your goal setting, you see yourself achieving them in as simple, as easy, even if they are complex, and in the long run you'll be amazed at what you've achieved.
Very, very interesting and enlightening too. So say it like you already have it. That's mind-blowing. Lastly, I'd like to ask just one more question, and it's coming from what you said already. I want to get to 15 countries in the next 5 years. And I'm looking back 2 years ago, I've done 5. That's like you're actually tracking your progress.
Yeah.
So how do you track your goals and how do you reward yourself? Are these things important? Tracking, looking back, and then rewarding yourself. Do you think they're important to goal setting?
Yeah, very important. Some people just look for a little jotter and start writing down their visions and their goals and all that. Look for a book. It is your book of life. And when you start putting these things down, I'm telling you, you'll be amazed with what you achieve in the nearest future. Now, it might not tally, but because you have made it black and white, because you've put them down, and because you're tracking them, because you read this diary every day, you begin to track and make progress. Now, some of this trip might come as a free trip. Some of them might come through your club's association, but they count to you. The force of nature begins to bring travel opportunities your way. And for you to start, you want to travel to 25 countries, and you're going to get a visa or a passport that covers just 2 years or maybe 5 years. No. Prepare for the journey. Get a 10 years passport. You understand? Get your passport ready. Start going for business opportunities that will help you travel, because you need an opportunity to travel. And traveling without a good reason to travel at times could be wasted effort in terms of monetary value. And without planning, because when you're looking at traveling, look at, oh, I'm going to China. I'm not just going to China to enjoy the environment. I'm also going to look for business opportunity in China. You see, it makes your trip more fun. So get a good diary and start writing down your goals, and you achieve them. I believe you've learned one or two from this amazing goal setting episode. So all you need to do is what? Put down your goal. Make it simple. Put it in present tense. And you'll be amazed at what you achieve. If you've learned one or two from this amazing topic, kindly like, share, and comment on the comment section. Ask questions, and I'll guarantee you I will answer them. So see you in my next episode, and have a great day.